Jake adjusted his gloves, stacking another box in Storage 24's dim, cavernous space. It was an ordinary day, quiet as usual, until an earth-shattering bang reverberated through the warehouse, startling him and the other workers. They looked around, murmurs turning into fearful whispers as thick smoke plumed outside. Rumors of a bomb blast spread, but the supervisor dashed out to confirm. Moments later, he returned, looking rattled, with shocking news. A plane engine had crashed onto his car, crushing it beyond recognition. But that wasn't the worst of it. All the sliding doors of Storage 24 began to close on their own, trapping everyone inside. Outside, Lucy was walking her dog near the warehouse. Her eyes were drawn to the wreckage, catching the remnants of a plane scattered nearby. She immediately called her friend to check the news, hoping to understand what was happening. But her dog, Koo, suddenly bolted towards a container and, curious, Lucy followed, noticing strange, thick white liquid spilled across the ground. She shivered as Koo's barking turned frantic. In the darkness, he ran towards something unseen, his yelps echoing into silence. Inside Storage 24, Jake was joined by Bob, the mechanic, who was trying to fix the emergency door to release the trapped workers. As he tinkered in the basement, Jake led him through darkened halls, tension thickening with each step. The basement lights flickered, revealing a broken ventilation duct cover. Bob peered inside, wondering what could have caused it, but Jake shrugged it off, heading back upstairs. Meanwhile, Charlie and his friend Mark entered Storage 24, having heard the news on the radio of a military plane crash in central London. They were unaware that something far more sinister had escaped from that plane and was lurking in the shadows of Storage 24. As the group moved deeper into the building, eerie sounds filled the warehouse. They encountered Lucy, who joined them in hopes of finding a way out. Jake suddenly froze when he stumbled upon Bob slumped on the stairs. Blood pooled beneath him, and Jake backed away as a monstrous creature, a pale, hulking alien with sharp teeth and glowing eyes, emerged from the shadows. Without thinking, Jake sprinted up the stairs, slamming the door behind him, but the alien pounded on it with terrifying force. In the chaos, everyone scrambled in different directions. Shelley, a worker at Storage 24, was packing with her friends when the lights went out and the warehouse turned to pitch black. Shelley's friend Nikki tried to calm her, but her boyfriend Chris insisted on exploring the dark hallways. They passed a room filled with mannequins, frozen and eerie in the dim light. But as they turned to leave, one mannequin began to move, revealing Jake, who was trembling with fear. He urged them to flee before the creature found them. But before he could say anything more, a clawed hand pulled him into the darkness, his screams fading as silence fell once more. Shelley's betrayal also came to light when Charlie discovered she had been cheating on him with Mark. Anger flared between the two friends, escalating into a fistfight as they exchanged accusations. But their squabble was interrupted by the alien's deafening growl, and Shelley, stricken with guilt, tried to lead the group to safety. Together, they made their way to David, a strange man who'd been living in the warehouse to hide from his ex-wife's lawyers. He muttered about the creature and insisted it was an alien, a theory nobody could dispute after what they'd seen. In a final desperate attempt to escape, they decided to reach the ground floor, hoping Bob's device would unlock the main door. They crept through air ducts and abandoned rooms, gathering whatever they could as makeshift weapons. Their journey through the darkened corridors was marked by the ever-present threat of the alien, its terrifying growls echoing through the ventilation shafts as though mocking their fear. As they moved, the group was slowly picked off. Chris, separated from the others, faced the creature alone. The alien towered over him, assessing him with a strange, cold curiosity before ripping his heart out in a swift, brutal motion. The others found his lifeless body moments later, horror striking deep into their bones. Finally, they made it to the basement, where the creature's presence felt closer, more menacing. David led them to his makeshift den, revealing his survival plan. But as they tried to access the door mechanism, the alien broke through, tearing apart anything in its path. In a final act of bravery, David stayed behind, taunting the creature as he tried to buy time for the others. The alien roared, and David's scream marked his final moments as it savagely attacked him, buying the others precious seconds to flee. Racing to the main entrance, Charlie and Nikki worked frantically with Bob's device. Shelley apologized tearfully, admitting her mistakes to Charlie, but they were interrupted by the alien's return. It lunged at Mark, pinning him against the wall. In one brutal motion, it tore into him, his face disappearing beneath its claws. Charlie and Nikki fought back, stabbing the creature with whatever they had, but it seemed invincible, shrugging off their attacks. Desperate, Charlie used a hidden firework bomb as a final attempt. He flung it into the creature's mouth, and with a loud, blinding explosion, the creature was flung back, dazed and wounded. The three survivors took their chance and sprinted for the exit. The emergency door finally slid open, and they stumbled into the morning light, bloodied and bruised, gasping for fresh air. But as they looked around, their relief turned to dread. The sky was filled with dozens of black dots, more alien crafts descending on London. It was clear that their nightmare was far from over. With a steely determination, Charlie looked at Nikki and Shelley. They had survived against all odds, but the battle was just beginning. Together, they turned away from the warehouse, ready to face whatever horrors awaited them. Their lives would never be the same, but they were determined to survive in a world where humanity's fight had only just begun.